Fork really is one of the more beautiful river canyons in California. There's just a ton of places just waiting to be discovered there. It's a great river for discovery. It's a great canyon for discovery.
It's 48,000 acres of wilderness that's about an hour away from Sacramento. People don't even know that this beautiful place exists right next door. Right now we're in the heart of gold country. This is where the gold rush took place.
It's one of the most beautiful river canyons, I think, because it's green all year long. There's just tons of evergreen trees, pine trees.
And the water is just this amazingly clear water. You can really see all of the rocks as you're floating over them.
The Middle Fork of the American is a great river either for first-time rafters who want an exciting rafting trip or for people who have tried out a Class 3 river and want the next step up.
It's going to be a good trip, good weather, it's a good day.
The Middle Fork definitely begins and ends with some pretty exciting whitewater.
All I want is for both boats to spill.
The first few miles are Class 3 and 4. Really just bam, 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 one rapid after another.
It has some rapids that feel huge, you know, there's just tons of water in your face and you're really moving fast and going over big drops and things like that. But
Tunnel Chute is a classic.
It's a rapid that was created by the miners, and they blasted a hole through the mountainside to divert the water so that they could extract the gold from the big bend that was in the river.
We're at Tunnel Chute on the Middle Fork of the American River. It's one of the best rapids on any river in California. Lots of adrenaline.
Oh man, it looks brutal.
We scout it first just to make sure everyone wants to run it. People usually want to run it after they see it because it's pretty exciting.
It's beautiful. We're ready. We can do this.
The chute is just foaming white water coming in all directions. Lots of screaming and hooting and hollering, and the last big plunge at the bottom before you get into the tunnel. One of the most exciting parts of most people's trip is going through Tunnel Chute.
Going up and scouting it, we haven't really done a Class 4 yet, and then going down it was the one that you really couldn't see anything, so it's just all white water. I think that was the best part right there.
After Tunnel Chute, you just kind of float down for a couple more miles. A handful of other big rapids. It kind of culminates with Kanaka.
And then you have a mellow middle of the day. We stop for lunch.
you have all this time in the middle section when you're not going through Class 4 or 3 rapids to sit back and look up and look at how amazingly tall those canyon walls are.
I've got a little blackberry picking going on.
You could raft by, you know, one of the many folds in the canyons there and not realize there was anything up there, but really there's this really cool little waterfall that you can hike to and stand under and cool yourself off in, and there might be a little slot canyon that you can walk through. On the 2-day trips, we take the time to really look at those places and let people kind of discover what more there is about that river canyon than just the whitewater itself.
The last section is a few miles of Class 4, just one right after another again.
We have Chunder, also known as the Burrito Buster, and Rocketchucky Falls, which is always an interesting process. We take the boats and we push them over this waterfall.
It's kind of an exciting experience to see the guides jumping into the boat and jumping off the rocks.
People get really different things out of the Middle Fork depending on if they do a 1 or a 2-day trip.
I think on 1-day trips, people really feel like they get a very full day.
You have fun rapids in the beginning, fun rapids in the end. You get to start the day out really big and end the day really big.
They get everything from Class 2 to Class 4 rapids. They get scenery, they get history. On 2-day trips, people really get to experience the canyon. Some of the neat sort of secret parts of the canyon, some of the side hikes, and just sleeping out under the stars and enjoying an evening on the river.
How can I say no to the chicken as well? It's a good little topper. You two, you're coming with me.
Wow. The best. I didn't expect this.
Usually there's some tales and stories and jokes told around the campfire. People kind of need these experiences from time to time to balance out the daily grind of life in the city.
And definitely you feel like you're pretty removed from any sort of civilization.
It definitely gives people a chance to get away for long enough that life becomes a little bit simpler and they get to just sort of soak all of that in and enjoy not only the excitement of rafting but also the calmness of it and the peacefulness of the river and the beauty of everything around them.
The rafting was fun, the food was great.
If it was a safe trip, I'd recommend it highly. It's a lot of fun.